Budget phones these days are nowhere near what they used to be, say about 5 years ago. Even with the most minimum of investments, you can now take home a good-looking and a well-performing smartphone. And today I have the new Redmi 9A with me, which is one of the cheapest smartphones the company currently sells. Anyways, let's get started with the video after this short message from our sponsor, FamiSafe. FamiSafe is a parental control app that helps you keep check of your kids. Since many kids these days have access to phones and tablets, they are vulnerable to a lot of things. So with FamiSafe, you can know exactly what your kids are doing on the phone. Its various features include tracking daily activities to get info on which apps they are using and for how much time. You can block inappropriate websites with it, you can set time limits for specific apps, etc. Additionally, the app gives you alerts of suspicious texts, photos, or apps, and you can also track your kids' real-time location with it. The app is really simple to use and is available both on App Store and Play Store. For further information on it, feel free to check the link given in the description. Anyways, let's get started with the unboxing now. So the box, as you can see, has a very standard Redmi packaging. I am going to take this off, put it aside. So we have the phone itself. We have it in green color. And next up, we have a paper box wherein we have the SIM ejector tool and some paperwork. We don't seem to have a case here. Next up, we have the charging cable, which is micro USB, because this phone has a micro USB port. And finally, we have a 10-watt adapter. So, starting with the design, despite being an entry-level phone, I am fond of this design choice as it looks quite neat. As expected, it has a polycarbonate body but feels surprisingly good on the hands. The surface does not attract fingerprints or smudges in any major way either. Moving to the buttons and ports, at the top there is a 3.5mm headphone jack, while the left frame holds the SIM tray. Similarly, you'll find the volume rockers and the power button on the right alongside a micro USB port and the speaker grill at the bottom. Yes, Xiaomi has degraded the USB Type-C connection from the Redmi 8A to a dated micro USB on the Redmi 9A, which I think is kind of a bummer. Up front, you're now getting a bigger 6.53 inches IPS LCD panel. It's still an HD Plus display, so the sharpness is definitely not going to blow you away. Brightness-wise, I did not have any visibility issues indoors or cloudy outdoors. However, trying to get through the phone under direct sunlight will be a struggle. The phone is also TUV Rainland certified to protect your eyes from prolonged exposure to its harmful blue light. I think this feature is really useful for students who are looking for a smartphone for their online classes. Even with all this, Xiaomi has made some cuts in the display front on the Redmi 9A. First off, the Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection that we were so impressed with on the Redmi 8 series is gone now. And secondly, the display panel itself is not that good, even for an HD Plus panel on a budget phone. To start things off, it has a terrible color accuracy. Even in the default recommended settings, you'll notice a slight greenish tint throughout the panel and everything looks unnatural and overly cinematic. I did try to tweak around the color scheme, but ultimately the Redmi 9A cannot deliver an acceptable level of color accuracy. Okay, getting to the performance, the Redmi 9A is powered by the new Helio G25 chipset from MediaTek. Manufactured under the 12nm process node, it is gaming-oriented silicon with all 8 Cortex-A53 cores clocked at 2.0 GHz and PowerVR 8320 GPU. And because it has a gaming SoC, let's talk about its gaming performance first. Here, PUBG Mobile was pretty much unplayable even in the lowest of settings with constant stutters. So I switched to its light version instead, and here the game was smooth in balanced graphics and high frame rates. It can push through HD graphics and extreme frame rates, but I would not suggest you to do so since the gameplay will be very laggy under these settings. Likewise, Call of Duty Mobile is maxed out at low graphics while the frame rate can be bumped to high. You are also locked out from changing other settings like anti-aliasing, graphic style, etc. The phone would also heat up after about 10 minutes of gameplay. Moving on to light games, I tried out Clash Royale, Flag and Bowmasters, and all of them ran smoothly with no issues. So, considering everything, the Redmi 9A's gaming prowess is admirable, although Xiaomi could push an update for the issue of frequent stutters. When it comes to normal usage, it is fine, I guess. Using regular apps like Facebook, YouTube, messages, etc., and even multitasking among them is fine. But that is not going to be the case when bringing in a few games into the mix. Hence, the mere 2GB of RAM here, coupled with a full-fledged MIUI 12, is not a good combo for a smooth experience as you see on slightly expensive phones like the Redmi 9 or the Narzo 10. Anyways, let's talk about the cameras now. It has a single 13-megapixel lens at the back and a 5-megapixel front camera inside the teardrop notch. With ample light, the images from the primary lens are quite good. They are well detailed and the color reproduction is fairly accurate, although it leans on the undersaturated side. The dynamic range is not that great, but you can turn on HDR, which helps a little bit but oversaturates the images in the process. However, HDR takes 2 to 3 seconds to process, so if your hands are not steady, your pictures might come out blurry. Selfies are pretty good as well. If there's ample light, it takes acceptable selfies with a good focus on the subject. You can also take portrait shots using both the front and rear camera, but the edge detection is not that great. However, they are okay for the price. Like it is with every budget phone, this one does not have a dedicated night mode either. As a result, shots in the dark are grainy with terrible sharpness. In terms of videos, the Redmi 9A tops out at 1080p 30fps from the main and the front camera. However, the video quality is subpar with no stabilization. Also, Redmi 9A supports Face Unlock, which takes at least a second to unlock the phone when it accepts your face. But around 30 to 40% of the time, the phone fails to recognize you altogether. Powering the phone is a 5000 mAh battery. This is easily a 2-day battery phone under light and medium usage. There's also an ultra battery saver mode which confines you to the most basic of tasks. But charging the phone is a pain as it only supports 10-watt charging and takes about 2 hours and 50 minutes to fully charge the phone from 0 to 100%. To sum it all up, the Redmi 9A is a good entry-level phone for the price. But compared to its predecessor, the Redmi 8A, I don't understand why Xiaomi decided to compromise on such crucial aspects like Gorilla Glass 5 protection and a faster 18-watt charging via Type-C. Despite this, the Redmi 9A is still a decent value for money with acceptable gaming performance and cameras and an outstanding battery life. So that was all for our review of the entry-level Redmi 9A. What do you think about the device? Do let us know in the comments below, and also do not forget to check out our sponsor from the link given in the description. Until then, I'm Pratima Adhikari and thank you so much for watching.